I just saw James Gunn's 2025 Superman. This video is not a review of a movie. I think it's important for us, whenever we read something or watch something, to take time to reflect, see how what we've just seen relates to our own worldview. So this video is actually looking at some of the themes of the movie Superman and exploring how that connects to my own beliefs as a follower of Christ.
If you are trying to figure out if this movie is something appropriate for you or a loved one to watch, I recommend checking out a site like commonsensemedia.org. Spoilers for the movie are ahead.
James Gunn's 2025 Superman tells a story of the week in the life of Superman. This is a particularly challenging week for the Man of Steel. He is dealing with the normal crime-stopping and life-saving stuff he usually does, but there's some personal things going on as well. His relationship with his girlfriend, Lois Lane, is kind of rocky. He's gotten in trouble with some folks, losing some popularity because of how he got involved in a particular war, as well as he's learned some pretty terrible things about his birth parents from Krypton and what they wanted for him when he came to Earth. Not to be a savior, a helper of the Earth, but that his birth parents actually wanted him to conquer and rule it. Superman's going through some stuff. But in a very pivotal scene between Superman and his adoptive father, Pa Kent sits Superman down and reminds him that all the stuff that he's dealing with, his feelings, who his parents were, aren't important to what makes someone a good person. What matters are the choices we make. The decisions we make each day is what makes us who we are. In the Bible, we have these two words, justice and righteousness, that get used all the time to describe how we're supposed to behave. The two words actually go together. In the Old Testament, you can see the word justice and righteousness oftentimes being right next to each other. And in the New Testament, the Greek word used is actually a word that can mean either word, justice or righteousness. Anytime in the New Testament, when you see one word, you can translate it just as easily the other way. The reason for this is because the words actually connect together. They're both connected to this judicial understanding of doing what's right or judging people for doing what's right. Righteousness is doing things right in the eyes of God. Justice is about enacting judgments upon people correctly. What's interesting, though, is that when Jesus comes around and he describes how we're supposed to behave, his two great commandments that he shares are neither using the words justice or righteousness. He uses the words love. Our job is not to do what's right in the eyes of God. Our job is as best as we can to love God with our whole heart and mind and soul. Likewise, we're not supposed to do acts of justice in the world as much as we're just supposed to try to love our neighbor as ourselves. We might not be able to do everything right before God, but we can try our best, just like Pa Kent said, to do the right thing, make the right choices each day. And that will show our love of God. In the same way, we won't be able to always get it right when it comes to doing the just thing, the thing that God would want best done in every situation, but we'll do pretty good. If we love our neighbor, we try to show love, actions of love, each and every day. And that brings us back to the movie Superman. James Gunn makes it very clear in this movie that Superman isn't perfect, that he's more human than he is a god. Superman might have a lot of power, but he's not all powerful. Superman may be trying to do what's right, but he doesn't know everything. Superman isn't a god. He's more like you and me than he's not like you and me. None of us would want someone with as much power as Superman to become in the pocket, get in the pocket of some government, doing whatever that government wanted. We wouldn't want Superman to try to force people to follow his ideals and to do everything that he thinks is best. No, we'd want someone like Superman with all that power to try to save people, to help those in need, to help stop those people who are breaking the law. We don't want Superman to do justice. We want a Superman who will love those around how he would want to be loved as well. And so it's a good thing that Superman spends his time trying to save people in cars or squirrels on the side of the road, and is taking the time to think through whether or not he should actually kill some giant monster going through town. Is that monster acting because he has ill intentions, or is that monster acting that way because he doesn't know better? It's just an animal. That's the kind of Superman we want, someone who is trying to do right, someone who's loving others. That's what I believe that we're called to do as well. See you next time.